I feel like Ricky Bobby. Like, what do I do with my hands?
Well, I got them on the table.
The big ass snake wrapped around her and no clothes. Yeah.
Oh, wait, she was naked?
She was naked.
Yeah, so finally, second episode of the podcast. We've been together almost 8 years, huh?
Fifth anniversary. Sixth anniversary.
Sixth wedding anniversary. Wedding. We've been together, I think, about 8 years. We were both separated from our exes, and we both signed up for Tinder, but that's not how we met, because we also both signed up for Plenty of Fish, also known as POF. And that's how I found him.
Yeah, you found me and messaged me first.
Yeah, I said, hey.
You said,
and
hey
then
there.
Are you sure
I'm positive. We've been arguing about this for years.
See, I don't remember
you
the
said
there.
hey there. I remember.
I remember typing hey and hitting send, but you say that I said hey there.
You said hey there. And
Send.
Then sent it.
And his big head caught my attention. And, well, no, he didn't. I was going to say the beard, but he didn't have a beard.
I had a goatee.
In the pictures. Yeah, I think it was a goatee, which I don't really care for goatees, but I'm more of a beard girl. But as you can see, he grew it out. He grew it out just for me. Huh, honey?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been that way for almost 8 years now.
You want to know why you're the one that found me and I'm not the one that found you?
Because you weren't scrolling on POF anymore? I don't know.
No, I never told you this. I had my cutoff for the age. It was 38, and you were 39.
Oh. Was I 39 already?
Yeah, you were 39.
Okay, I'm thinking...
So that's why I never saw you.
I was 38 when I moved back to California. That's why I thought for a second that I was 38, but I wasn't.
No, you were 39.
Because I had been separated. Neither one of us were legally divorced yet, but there was no cheating involved because both of our marriages had been completely over. We just didn't pay the money, basically, for the divorces. But I had been separated for about 1.5 years. How long had you been separated? What, 2 months? 1 month? Couple weeks?
2 or 3 months, I can't remember.
It keeps getting shorter the longer we're together. I think when we first met, I think it was like 3-4 months, and then I think as time went on, his story became 2 months or so.
We met in November, and I think I bounced in August.
Yeah, we met in November of 2018. No, 2017.
17.
Yeah, we met in November 2017. But his ex kept trying. I think the reason his date keeps getting fluctuates is because he also can't remember a lot of details a lot of the time, and his ex kept trying to get back with him. So I feel like that's why his memory is muddled. He wasn't trying to be deceitful or anything. His memory is literally muddled, I think, because she kept trying to get back with you.
Like, only seriously one time she tried to.
Still, the bitch still try to get back with you.
I mean, I had already moved out. I had already bought my own furniture and all of that stuff, so it was done. I mean, and I had been on the sites, the Tinder and whatnot, for a while before that, just seeing, like, checking to see if there were people out there, like women that were my age and whatnot, and I was like testing the market to see if it was going to be worth my time.
And what's funny is I remember when I clicked on the profile, because, Plenty of Fish was, it was set up differently than Tinder. Tinder, you had like a little tiny blurb and just like a handful of pictures to search through. But POF, you could write like a novel if you wanted to, which I did, because I had been on there a few months after I left my ex. So I had been on there kind of off and on for a while. So I had already been on, a good handful of dates, if whatever, meetups, whatever you want to call them. So I was like, done. I knew exactly what I wanted and what I did not want. So I listed it on there to make sure that every man could read my novel and be like, oh, this one's not going to take this or that. I was surprised that that novel actually didn't scare you away.
It was kind of a warning track. I was like, ooh.
but let me backtrack. So what I was getting to when I first mentioned, okay, when I clicked on his, I think you could also have like a title or some sort of heading or something, I think, at the top, and then you could write whatever other information you wanted.
Yours said something about doesn't anybody date anymore or something like that.
I don't even remember I wish I had like saved it somehow, like copied it just to have
screenshotted it,
just to remember what I wrote, because I know I wrote a lot and I wish I could remember, but I remember the gist of what I wrote, but I can't remember exactly, and I don't remember my title, but I remember his title vaguely. I still, not word for word, but it was something like just looking to see what's out there, I think was your title.
Something like that, yeah.
I almost didn't message you because I'm like, oh, this guy's just... Basically, I figured you're out here just looking for some snatch. Because you're like, just seeing what's out there. So I figured that's like a way of saying just looking for some...
Best way to get over one is to get under another one.
True that. True. Yes, I didn't even think that this was going to be serious or not. That's why I only sent a hey there. I was like, let's just see what happens. And literally, I think you messaged me back in like that day.
Well,
in a few hours, and you were at work.
No, I was on my lunch break when it came in, and I was just chilling, sitting there, kind of resting a bit before I went back to work, and it came through, and I'm like, nah, it's not real, because like her profile,
I had some nice pictures on there, and I was like 40, 50 pounds lighter at the time than I am currently. So I was thinner. So I had some cute pictures. I'm not just saying, I'm not full of myself. My self-esteem is trash. That's a whole other childhood trauma. So I will admit, I look kind of cute in some of those photos, and they were not photoshopped because I didn't have any way to do that at the time.
So my response, I think, was, hey. I just remember you said hey there, and I was like, this shit's fake.
I don't remember what you said back. I know it wasn't too long after I had sent the message. It was that same day. I know, and I remember you saying something about being at work. So yeah, I guess you were on your lunch break.
Yeah, I think I probably looked at it, because I used to I had like a hour of lunch, and I was in my work. I was working at the cable guy at the time. So I think I ate my lunch real quick, and then I would take like a 15-minute nap in my van.
Lazy.
Well, I mean, it's like I had to get up super early to get to work because I lived so far from the office. So I was like, I would take like a 15-minute nap if I had the time. And I think whenever I woke up from that nap, I never slept. I just laid there with my eyes closed, like in the corner of my van. But after all of that, I think is when I finally said, hell, I'll message her. I'm waiting for you to get back to me. I'm figuring the WhatsApp message is going to come talk to me on WhatsApp like all the scam artists do. Whatever reason, the scam ones always want you to go to WhatsApp. I don't know why.
I don't know anything. I still don't have WhatsApp and mess with it, so I
got on there
really
for
understand.
a minute, because at first I didn't want to give people my phone number.
Yeah.
Because women are crazy.
Yeah.
So I had it, and then after a while of dealing with that shit, it's when I realized it was all, people sitting overseas somewhere trying to scam people out of money.
See, that's weird, because I never, I guess on the woman's side, I never got like a spam thing, but you said that there was a lot.
Yeah, on the guy's side, there's a shit ton of them. I mean, because there's a lot of horny dudes out there that'll pay and, pathetic guys that I don't want to say pathetic, that's mean, but I mean, guys that ain't that guys great,
that are living in their mom's basement, that don't leave the basement very often.
Yeah, Earl down in the basement. They prey on them.
Yeah.
Like the women, you get 900 messages a day, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't remember one. I don't think there was one incidence where it was like some sort of spam thing.
No, you just got 900 million guys shooting their shot, Because a lot of guys are just like, if it has a pulse, I'm good. So you got everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a little more selective than that, but I mean, it did get to a point where it's like, whatever, swipe right, swipe right, swipe right. No, swipe right. Yeah, swipe right, and then like you stop paying attention because it was so unlikely anybody was going to respond.
Man, men really do have it hard out there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
And then the ones that end up responding, like you got to filter through the crazy ones.
You didn't do so well, did you?
No,
You forgot to filter.
Yeah, got the craziest one in the batch. I had that one. I mean, God, there were some crazy ones. That one was like, "Ooh, you have a beard. Can I sit on it?"
Well, she was just looking for some D.
And then that one wanted me to be in her OnlyFans material.
Was OnlyFans even a thing back then?
Mm-hmm. It was, just getting started. But yeah,
we're gonna get to some of the experiences. The only thing I remember about the messaging that day, I remember you brought up fishing, and I remember nothing else. And I don't know if it was from. I don't know. I think we exchanged numbers too, and
that
decided
night we were talking on our
we
phones,
decided to talk on the phone that night.
I was done for the day with my work, and I was on my way back to my shop, and you had texted me your number, so I texted you from mine, and then you sent me a picture of you to prove that you were real on your cell phone.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah,
I remember
you sent me a picture of
that.
you, and you're like, "Hey, here I am. I'm real. I promise."
And he does have a bad memory, but I swear he remembers the most random shit.
Yeah.
And it'll be stuff that I don't remember, like have zero recollection of, and he'll remember it. Like if on road trips, he'll remember what gas station it was that we stopped at on a road trip. I'll be like, how do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You're busy holding on to like little bitty things from the day after we met to be mad at me about.
Well, I'm Italian, so I have to hold on to actually the important things. It's important stuff. So yeah, I can remember chunks. Like I know that we spoke on the phone that night.
We talked for a couple hours that night, actually.
Yeah, we
hit it off quite a bit.
We talked on the phone. I think we talked on the phone the next night. Didn't we talk on the phone for like 3 nights in a row, and then we met? We talked on the phone for a few nights, met at a coffee shop, and then we decided we were into each other enough to
go to dinner.
I'm talking about the trip. When you
okay.
took me to, what was that city? It's not it was like past San Francisco?
Was it Capitola or something like that?
Why does that not sound right? It was in the San Francisco-ish area.
Yeah.
Does it start with an A?
I don't remember.
No, Pacifica.
Pacifica, there you go.
Pacifica. It had an A in it. It was Pacifica.
I was almost right. I said Capitola.
And he didn't tell me, so this is now the second time that we're meeting. But I knew it was going to be an overnight trip, but he didn't tell me where we were going. It was like a surprise.
And you thought we were going to a Motel 6.
I didn't know where. Look, I mean, he seemed nice enough, but I didn't know where we were going. But it was a very nice place that we stayed overnight, had dinner at a nice Peruvian restaurant, and the next day, when we woke up from there, we decided we were in a relationship now. But that was after talking for like 3 hours, watching the ocean.
Yeah, we didn't sleep that night either. We just spent the whole night up. I mean, among other things.
Which is nobody's business. I'm a good girl. I would never. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, we talked all night, and then the next day we went and we ate breakfast at that place with that good that country fried steak we had. It was really good.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the restaurant or anything, but they were good. And then after we ate breakfast, we sat in his truck because he had a big old country boy truck, lifted and everything.
Soon I'll have another.
He doesn't have it anymore. He needs another big boy truck though, because he's a big boy. He's 6'2". 6'2", bald, beard, tatted. He needs a truck. It's just like law that bald, bearded, tatted men have big lifted trucks. But it wasn't like a douchebag lifted truck. Let me make that very clear, or else I would have been turned off right away. Like he doesn't have like the tires, weren't like out. I don't know what that's called, but when the tires are sort of like wider than the vehicle is. I don't know what the point of that is. It looks stupid. Some people like it, but
my truck looked good.
Yeah, his truck was nice, and he liked having. I'm short. I'm 5'4", so he always had to boost me like a baby. With his hand on my...
Grab her by the ass and hoisted her up.
So that, I think he misses having to do that too, because now we have a vehicle where I can just step in.
Yeah, I just shove you in now. Slam the door on you.
Yeah, basically. And then we've been together ever since. But before meeting, we both both have stories from, did you ever meet anybody from Tinder, or was it all from POF?
No, I met a couple from Tinder.
Tinder was always the worst for me. That was always the weirdest. I mean, I still met some weirdos and some not so nice people from POF, but people on Tinder would be on one. So that's why I didn't meet as many from Tinder, because
Central Valley crackheads.
Those would be some, yeah. Who was the woman that you were at her house, apartment, or whatever, and she excused herself from the room, and then she came back with a snake?
The big ass snake wrapped around her and no clothes, yeah.
Oh, wait, she was naked?
She was naked.
I didn't remember. I think he told me this whole story, but I did not remember the...
Yeah, we went back. She had an apartment in Turlock, right by the Walmart. I remember that. And those apartments across the street from there. And she came out of her bedroom, or she went somewhere, and she came back buck-ass naked with a white boa constrictor wrapped around her. She was like having her Britney Spears Toxic moment, or was it the VMAs or whatever? Came out with a snake,
either or that, or MTV Awards, whatever.
She thought she was Britney Spears, but no.
And needless to say, nothing happened that night with her. You didn't get it in.
I'm not pulling it out when there's a snake in the room.
Yeah. Man, online dating, I know some other people who met. We have a couple, or know a couple who are our friends who also met through online dating. So, it can work, but man, for the most part, you got to go through the weeds first, and you got to be careful, like safety first. If you do, especially these days, I don't know if I could do it these days.
Yeah,
like
everything I'm seeing online about it nowadays is that's where all the crazy people are.
I know there's other sites that you can pay money for that might be, if somebody's paying like a monthly fee or something.
Fuck that. I'm not paying to talk.
I know
to
we did. There was no paying for either one of us. Like POF and Tinder, there's all free.
Half of them back then wanted to charge us. Remember, it was like,
well, they're like
the only Match.com wanted you to pay.
Most of the others you have to pay.
eHarmony wanted money.
Yeah, that one you have to pay a fee for. So those,
I don't remember what else there was. I remember there was one called.
There's OkCupid, but that was free.
That was a pay. No, you had to pay for that one as a guy, I think.
Oh, I logged on there for like a few months.
A lot of them will charge the men, but not the women.
Well, POF was free for men, wasn't it?
It was then. I don't think POF's free at all now.
Really?
Yeah.
POF, what are you doing? Let the people find each other for free. You're plenty of fish, for goodness sakes. Ooh, you're no Christian Mingle. Like, don't make people pay. Oh my goodness!
I went on that one for a while just to see
Christian Mingle.
I was curious. I was like, I know I'm going to meet some.
That's
characters here, right?
I'd meet somebody. I would have met somebody off of Christian Mingle, maybe, but
I was just curious.
I don't know
was like, is it like legit, like nice people, or is it just the same whack jobs on every other? And it could
go either way.
It was the same people on every single one.
It could go either way. Wait, the same people from what?
Everything else.
On Christian Mingle?
Yeah.
The same people that were on Tinder and POF were on Christian Mingle. Okay, then they're liars. Yeah. They're all heathens, and they're all going to HE double hockey sticks. There's no way that the same people that I saw on Tinder and POF belong anywhere near Christian Mingle. Dude, no.
Yeah.
No.
And then there was that other one that came out about that time too, farmersonly.com or something like that.
I thought that was a joke the first time I
thought
saw
so
that.
too, but it was
I
legit.
thought it was a site making fun of dating sites. Yeah.
I miss the old school days where you met people at bars or something. You know, like you met them in person for real.
Yeah, the only time I ever met like anybody, I never met anyone that way though. Like I always thought that maybe like the whole thing of meeting somebody at a grocery store or something like that would happen, but that never happened to me. I met people at jobs.
I worked with a bunch of dudes.
I mean, since that's not your thing, then I can see how that could not work out for you. Oh, but knowing from stories of yours, you did meet some people through your customers.
That's how I met my ex.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And he'd get hit on a lot too.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody come out naked too?
There was that one
that was hitting on you?
There were crazy stories about that. Like, it was constantly people wanting their cable hooked up for free. And I was helping a guy one time, and we were in that part of town. You know, we were in that area, and he was finishing up his job across the street, and this car pulled up with these two ladies in it, and they wanted me to check if their house was able to get cable. And I'm like, well, yeah, there's a pole. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, well, this house over here, we're hooking this one up, so you can get cable. Well, can you come and check? And I'm like, all right, fine, I'll come and see if I can see your house from the pole or whatever, or the cable hooked up on.
Are you not suspicious of this at all?
I'm trying to be nice at this point, like, you know, like whatever. So I walk over to the side of the house. They've already got cable hooked up. And I walked back to the front of the house, and they had the door open. So I walked over and knocked on the door, said, hey, just check. You guys are good to go. You have cable already. And then I hear, come in. And I didn't go in, but I turned and looked. And they had in their living room, they had a mattress on the floor. Both of these women.
Oh, it
was two women, and I mean they were not attractive. And I mean, not that I would have gone in anyway, because I don't like having STDs. I like peeing a straight stream. I look in there, and these two women are naked, cuddling on the couch, saying, "Come in, come in." I'm like, "No, I'm good." Oh no, how much money you got? And I said, not enough. I was like, not enough. And they're like, you got $20? And I said, no.
So not only are they wanting to like get it on with the cable guy, but they were going to charge the cable guy.
Apparently they were hookers, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, God bless if that's what you got to do to make money, but not that day.
I mean, you know, more power to them for trying to shoot their shot, I guess, but.
And there were other things that happened. I mean, women making passes. A lot of time it was old women. The old women liked me for some reason.
Once we were together, and he was still a cable guy, when he would get off work, I'd say, my first question would usually be, did anybody hit on you today?
The creepiest one was that one in the tweaker apartments in the town I was in. It was always tweakers or crackheads or whatever you want to call them. And I was squatted down in front of the TV, setting up the settings on the TV. And the tweaker didn't have any teeth. And she comes over and, like, imagine this is my leg. She goes like this. You're an incredibly handsome man. And I went, thank you. Fortunately, I was done. And she stood up. She's like, oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. Your cable's hooked up. Have a good day. And then yeah, one of the guys that I worked with, he got pushed down on the bed and a woman climbed on top of him naked. He didn't go through with it, but she climbed on top of him. He was freaking out because he didn't know what to do, you know, and the thought goes through your head if something like that happens, and this is what he says anyway, that he was afraid to like punch her or something like that. So he didn't know what to do, and she'd gotten far enough to unbutton his pants and pull out his stuff, and I'm sure he had a little bit of a chub and it got in there because, I mean, it's nature as a guy, but he eventually pushed her off and ran out of the house. And
man,
he called the supervisor on our walkie-talkie phones. We had those Nextel phones that were like walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
And the supervisor goes, all I hear is code red, code red. Yeah, so there was a whole investigation into it and everything. But yeah,
Damn.
that happened. That happened to another guy.
Bitches be crazy.
It happens. And then the crazy guys. Like one time, I was on a pole, disconnecting some people, and we called them discos. This because you're disconnecting them, and I was up on the pole, and unhooking some people, and the guy I unhooked was at home, and he was pissed, so he came out yelling at me, and I can't recall if he had any weapons or anything. I don't think he did, but he came out just MFing me and all this stuff, and he grabbed my ladder and took it down. I was hanging from the pole. Well, I mean, it was a pole. It had the steps, you see, so I was just standing there on the pole. The supervisor had to come and put my ladder back up so I could climb down.
Jesus.
I had other things happen too, but yeah, no, it's
I mean, we can always come back to that.
special tales of the Cable Guy episodes. Yeah.
Cable Guy Diaries.
Yeah.
Before we are done with this episode, I want to touch on wrestling real quick because since our last one, we have been to a Saturday night main event that was in Tampa, and we were at a Monday Night Raw, same weekend, in Tampa. We had tickets to the NXT show that was in between those, but we didn't end up going to that.
I had to work.
Yeah, and I was tired. So that was my first WWE event actually going to.
She was tired from screaming.
Okay, because, oh my God, I mean, he didn't know when he bought these tickets. These tickets were a birthday present for me. And Cody Rhodes had been gone since WrestleMania. And Cody Rhodes showed up on Saturday night's main event, and I could not believe that I was there to see Cody Rhodes return and to see him run out and to see him beat up John Cena. And there is recording of me screaming, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit." And I am not someone who usually does that in public. I usually am very, wherever I am, I'm pretty chill. I don't scream at events. I don't scream at concerts.
The whole night, you wouldn't. I was the one doing all of the goofy chants.
He yeeted. I didn't yeet, even though I love Jay. And I was super excited to be there for the yeeting, but I did not. I mean, I was recording, though. I can't yeet and record at the same time.
And I'm not even a Jay Uso guy, but I was doing the
He yeeted.
thing. It was fun.
He yeeted his heart out.
It was fun as hell.
But yeah, when Cody showed up, oh my God, I lost it. I lost it. Like, it was so fun. Raw was fun. I want to go to another event so bad, but who knows when that'll happen.
Yeah. So support the show.
Yes, like, subscribe, share, so I can afford to go to WWE events and follow them all over the country.
You want to be like the Macho Man guy that shows up at every show.
Yeah, or who's the other one?
The green shirt
guy.
Guy in the green shirt that's at every show.
That goes to all the shows. Yeah. Good God, I want to know what they do. I loved it. I loved being there. And now every time we watch SmackDown and Raw on TV right now, I have FOMO. Like, I'm a little sad that I'm not there physically there.
But
at the events.
You're missing stuff because you saw all the stuff that you missed.
Yeah, who knew that
there's a lot that they edited out.
Before what you see on TV and after the TV show ends, there's all this other stuff that goes on, and even during, I noticed that there were chunks of because we watched the shows that we were at on TV, and I was like, wait a second, There was
the one guy, Chad Gable. He was trying to tie Penta's hairband to the ring ropes.
His mask, the back of his mask to the ropes.
He couldn't get it tied, and he tried for several minutes. It was so bad that the crowd even chanted for a while that you can't tie it.
Yeah, you can't tie it, or something like that. They started chanting.
But on Netflix, the show that aired, it was completely cut out.
Yeah, there was none of that. And we've had Money in the Bank happen.
We haven't had Money in the Bank, but there's been a show.
You know what I meant. Like, be for real. Anyways, so Money in the Bank has occurred. Oh! Wait. Did everybody else freak out when R-Truth said that WWE had released him? I was in mourning. I was shocked.
Yeah.
Shocked.
Because we saw him wrestle just that Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday night's main event. We saw R-Truth. Cena. Yeah, we saw R-Truth in the match with Cena. Like a week later, he tweeted that he was released. But now we know that he is back, but he's back as Ron Killings, which I guess is his real name. He showed up to beat up Cena.
And Money in the Bank.
That is how then Cody and Jey Uso won the tag team between Cena and Logan Paul. And now Ron Killings continues to show up and beat up John Cena every second that he gets. And they're going to have another match next week.
SmackDown. Next SmackDown.
SmackDown?
Yeah.
Next SmackDown, they're going to have another match. So that's going to be interesting. What other interesting stuff has happened?
Well, they had their AAA thing, the Worlds Collide.
Yeah, they had Worlds Collide.
Mr. Iguana came.
Everybody loves Mr. Iguana. I guess he's going to be on WWE main roster now.
Maybe.
Oh, I thought it's not official.
Who knows? I think they're bad at him for saying he was going to be on there, so we'll see.
So he announced it, and he shouldn't have.
Apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jey Uso. My Jey has lost his title. Lost it back to Gunther. Lost it back to Gunther. But that match, though, between him and Gunther where he lost the title was probably one of the best matches that I have seen with my eyes that Jey Uso has had.
Yeah.
He did really well in that match. That was a good match between them.
I'm a Gunther fan, so I'm happy.
You know, I don't hate Gunther, but I guess he does mostly old school wrestling moves, right?
It's not that the moves are old school. He just has an old school, slow, methodical style. Like, he's a heel, so he does the slow,
I guess sometimes it's not exciting enough for me, and that's probably my only issue.
He does what John Cena is trying to do. You know how John Cena's matches have been slow and...
I thought those were slow just because he's old and
Well, they're
injured.
slow because he's old, but that's what he's trying to do so that the matches
in
are
his
decent.
in his
heel persona, yeah. Plus, he can't move as good as he used to, so he's got to slow it down. So that's, the heel thing works for him in that sense. But Gunther does to perfection what Cena is doing to So-So right now. Cena's getting better. He's coming into the zone with the heel thing. At first, it was a little clunky and not working, but now it's starting to work. So.
And King and Queen of the Ring is coming up. And right now, the qualifiers on the men's side is Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton. And there's one left. That'll be determined next week, I think.
On Raw.
And then on the women's side, so far, the qualifiers are...
Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez.
Is that it so far?
I think so.
Or am I completely blanking?
I'm blanking. I can't remember.
Oh, well, this isn't a news podcast. We're not here to give you all the exact news. We're just here to chitty chat. But anyway, so that's coming up. So who is going to get the King and Queen of the Ring belts?
Belts, crowns.
Oh, it's
crowns.
Not belts?
No, they have a crown. That's why they're the king and the queen.
Have I not seen one of these before? Because I don't remember seeing anyone crowned in these couple years or so that I've been a fan.
The last person to win one was Gunther.
Do they have one every year? And do I just not remember?
Yeah, they have it every year. I think they're putting a little more emphasis on it this year than they have been.
Again, I've only been a fan for like a couple years now, maybe.
It used to be its own pay-per-view. Back in the day, it used to be its own pay-per-view. But it fell out of favor with WWE, and they got rid of it for a while, and then they brought it back. And they do it on the TV shows now, except for the final match, I guess, is going to be at Night of Champions.
Another match I'm looking forward to, though, is CM Punk and John Cena. At, is that Night of Champions?
Night of Champions.
Yeah, that was going to be in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing probably the last match ever of John Cena. Not
Not his
not
last
his
match.
last match, but
His
his
last
last
match
match
with
with
CM Punk.
CM Punk. Because we both love our CM Punk, and he was so fun to see too when we was it Raw
It was both of them.
he was there for both of them.
Yeah, him and Sami Zayn wrestled
Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when Bronson Reed showed up.
Yeah, we did also get to see Bronson Reed's return. We got to see returns when we were there. We got to see Cody Rhodes, which was obviously my favorite. Bronson Reed came back from his injury, and he's now with the Seth and Paul Heyman faction, whatever that is. He joined up because Braun Breaker's also with them. And who else? Oh, Liv Morgan returned from her movie. We got to see on Raw.
Yeah, we got to see her come back on Raw.
Yeah, so I got to see Liv Morgan come back. So yeah, have I mentioned I loved being there? I loved physically being there so much. I can't. That was the end of May.
You know, and on top of it being just a blast and a good time, like we were surrounded by fun people.
Yeah.
And we got to meet some nice people and had conversations the whole night. It was cool.
Yeah, it's like we made friends with the people that we sat next to. I miss them sometimes. I mean, because like I guess it was like being in this arena, and like everybody is there for the same thing. Most people are pretty chill, except for there were like a couple fights that broke out. Of people being stupid.
They were probably drunk.
Yeah, probably a little intoxicated, and one fight supposedly, just what we heard, was over like their favorite wrestler not winning. Like,
yeah, one guy likes CM Punk and the other guy likes Seth Rollins or something of the sort.
Like, it is just the most stupidest reason to break out to have a fight with someone there, and then they probably both got banned, or one of them got, I don't know.
No, they probably both got banned.
Like, what are you doing? Anyways, whatever. But I think we're going to wrap it up for this time because my husband needs to make dinner. He needs to make me dinner. He needs to make dinner.
Mm-hmm. So we're ordering DoorDash?
Anyways, we will see you in the next one.
Bye.